this is Blaze the movie fan, and it's time for another movie review. This time I will be reviewing Gangster Squad from 2013. So without further ado, let's begin. Gangster Squad is basically a gangster movie, which is a genre which I find very interesting. The 1930s is my favorite decade when it comes to movies, and I find movies that take place during that decade to be very interesting too. With that being said, this movie takes place in the 1940s, which is an interesting time period too. It's very similar to the 1930s, so yeah. I'm going to start by talking about the characters. First I'm going to talk about John O'Mara, played by Josh Brolin. Now he's basically a former soldier who used to be in a fucking war, and he wants to make his own fucking gangster squad, where he basically wants to take down everything Mickey Cohen is operating. More on Mickey Cohen later. Anyway, I can tell that this guy is a true fucking hero, and I can tell that he was a successful soldier back when he was at a war. Now, he's very stubborn, which I don't mind. He still knows what the hell he's doing, and he sure hires a lot of people to help him take down Mickey Cohen's things. Now, I'm not going to talk about all of the people who work for John, but I will talk about one more person though. Jerry Wooders, played by Ryan Gosling. You guys recognize that name, right? Ryan Gosling. He is great in almost every movie he's in, and this movie, there's no exception. What I find very interesting is the connection between him and his wife. Now the next character I want to talk about is the main villain of the movie, Mickey Cohen, played by Sean Penn. Now, he's basically a kingpin, meaning he's pretty much a mob boss. He's a gangster who fucking owns a lot of clubs and stuff like that. And he also bought a lot of cops. He's a badass motherfucker which you don't want to mess with. Which is why stopping him is close to impossible. But you know who else is a badass motherfucker which you don't want to mess with? John O'Mara. And seeing those two as enemies is possibly one of the most interesting things about the movie. Now, this movie doesn't hold back on violence. It's very fucking violent, from beginning to end. There's a lot of fucking blood, gore and stuff like that, which honestly I don't mind. All that violence shows how fucking dangerous the major characters of the movie are. And this is a gangster movie made in 2013. Back then, and probably for several fucking decades, swearing was extremely common in those kinds of movies. But surprisingly, it's not that fucking common in that movie. I mean, there are swear words, sure, but the word fuck is barely used in the movie, which I find interesting, but again, it's very unusual for gangster movies which are R-rated. Usually these movies have the word fuck throughout the fucking movie, but this one doesn't. I mean, I don't mind, but it's certainly unusual. With that being said, I have any problems that I have with this movie. No major ones. So it's time for my overall thoughts. Would I say this is one of my favorite gangster movies? I'm not sure, since there are so many fucking great ones. But I will say though that it is a great movie. I would give it an A-. I mean, it's not nearly as good as Pulp Fiction or Goodfellas, but it's still a great movie though. Well guys, you reached the end of the video. Thank you for watching and have a great day.